July 4th, 2024, Labour wins a landslide. 411 seats, the biggest victory in a generation. Keir Starmer walks into Downing Street with a mandate for change. The celebrations go long into the night. Fast forward just months, a bombshell poll has just dropped, and the numbers are catastrophic. Labour has crashed to a devastating new low, record unpopularity, the kind of collapse that political scientists will study for decades, the kind of numbers that end careers and destroy parties. This isn't a bad week, this is a political catastrophe. Let's look at the numbers, because they're genuinely shocking. Labour's approval rating has plummeted to levels we haven't seen in modern political history. Not just low, historically unprecedentedly low. We're talking about numbers that make even the worst periods of Theresa May's government look popular by comparison. And Starmer, personally, his ratings are even worse than his own party's. Think about that. The man is less popular than his own government. People who might reluctantly accept Labour would prefer literally anyone else as Prime Minister. Compare this to other Prime Ministers at a similar point after their elections. Blair, still riding high. Cameron, consolidating support. Even Boris Johnson, who faced early challenges, had far better numbers. Starmer has managed to become the most unpopular Prime Minister this quickly in modern history. Pause. 6 months ago, Labour won 411 seats. Today, if this poll translated to an election, they'd be facing wipeout, complete electoral devastation, the kind of loss that would make 2019 look like a victory parade. This isn't just bad polling, this is a government in free fall. How did Labour destroy themselves? So, how do you go from landslide victory to record unpopularity in just months? Let's count the ways. The winter fuel payment cut, hundreds of thousands of pensioners losing support just as energy bills spike. "We're on your side," they said. Then they made Granny freeze. The national insurance raid on employers, small businesses, pharmacies, care homes, all hit with massive cost increases. "We won't raise taxes on working people," they promised. Then they raised taxes on the people who employ working people. Immigration. Labour scrapped the Rwanda scheme, promised to smash the gangs, and instead presided over record numbers crossing the channel. The boats keep coming, the public watches, and Labour has no answer. The constant U-turns. Say one thing, do another. Promise change, deliver chaos. Tell voters you have a plan, then make it up as you go along. The public isn't stupid. They can see incompetence when it's this obvious. And through it all, Keir Starmer, wooden, robotic, incapable of human connection. Every speech sounds like it was written by a committee and delivered by a robot. Every media appearance makes him look more out of touch. Every relatable moment feels painfully staged. Pause. Labour didn't just fail to deliver, they actively broke trust, and voters don't forgive that quickly. Here's where it gets really dangerous for Labour. The opposition is smelling blood. The Conservatives, despite their own chaos and defeat, are recovering, not because they've suddenly become brilliant, but because Labour is making them look competent by comparison. When you're this bad, even a recovering opposition looks attractive. Reform UK is surging. Farage smells blood in the water. Every Labour failure, every broken promise, every unpopular policy, it's feeding reform's narrative. The establishment parties are all the same. They all let you down. And Labour is proving them right. The Liberal Democrats are quietly picking up disaffected voters in their target seats. The Greens are winning back the progressive left who feel betrayed. Even in Scotland, the SNP, despite their own problems, are benefiting from Labour's collapse. Run the polls through an electoral calculator and you get nightmare scenarios for Labour. Dozens of seats flipping, the majority shrinking. Some projections show them losing government entirely if an election were held now. Pause. And here's the truly terrifying part for Starmer. They're not even at their lowest yet. Governments this unpopular this quickly tend to keep falling. The question isn't if it gets worse, it's how much worse it gets. If you're a Labour MP right now, you're looking at these polls and feeling sick, especially if you're in a marginal seat. You won by 3,000 votes. The polls suggest you're now 10 points behind. You've got 4.5 years until you have to face voters. That's a long time to be deeply unpopular in your constituency. A long time to face angry voters at surgeries. A long time to know you're likely to lose your seat. This is when parties start to fracture, when MPs start thinking about their own survival rather than party loyalty, when whispers about leadership challenges turn into conversations, when the knives come out. We've seen this before, Labour MPs turning on their leader when the polls collapse. The difference is it usually takes years of opposition, not months of government. Wes Streeting is watching, Rachel Reeves is calculating, others are positioning. They're not thinking, how do we help Starmer recover? They're thinking, when's my moment? Labour has a majority of 174 seats, but majorities don't mean much when your backbenchers are terrified and your leadership is collapsing. Parliamentary arithmetic protects the government, but it doesn't protect the Prime Minister. And if these polls continue, if the trend doesn't reverse, Starmer might discover that his own MPs are his biggest threat. Labour has crashed to a devastating new low, record unpopularity, 6 months after the biggest landslide in a generation. This isn't normal. This isn't how governments are supposed to work. When you win this big, you're supposed to have time, space to implement your agenda, public goodwill to burn through. Labour has burned through it all in months. Every reserve of public trust, every ounce of goodwill, every benefit of the doubt, gone. And now they're facing the consequences. Pause. The pollsters are clear. This is unprecedented. Political historians are fascinated. Opposition parties are salivating. And Labour MPs are panicking. Fade to black. Keir Starmer won a landslide, and then through sheer incompetence and broken promises, managed to turn it into a disaster faster than anyone thought possible. The question now isn't whether Labour can recover, it's whether they'll even survive.